and the whole FTC group does. But like I said, I have another meeting, so I was just coming on to say hi to everybody. Hey, Spoonie.
High school students story.
I see, looking beautiful over there. All right, see you next week. Bye-bye.
Next week, Dee.
Wow, she was right. She was in and out. Please leave your team number and name in the chat, please. It'll make it easiest for cataloging attendance. Thank you in advance. I need a commercial somewhere around here. Wow, we're already at 10 people. Good turnout so far.
Good up. Looks like a happy dog.
We're getting mauled by dogs.
We have multiple dogs.
We're having the welcome home dog wag party.
Yes.
Typically, I sit on the floor and just let them run around me, but I didn't really have time for that tonight.
So I'm at the office today. If I'm at home, which in all through pandemic, 3 Chihuahuas live at my house. And they are very loud.
Houseplants with legs, huh?
Yes. But so loud.
We threw ours outside so that way she'll be quiet. Ah, I forgot to send it to Miss Jane. I knew I forgot to send it to somebody.
So then Reed and Funky D, then we need to let D, we need to get all of the vistas together.
Oh, okay.
So we know who everybody is.
Is that a team number? That's a huge team number.
It's temporary number. They haven't, once they pay their registration or get their funding.
It's a temp number. It's a brand new team.
Oh, that's been to 2021. Okay.
Is that Jesse Vo's team?
Yes.
Now, is that the one that has moved over from Klein to Sci-Fair?
Waltrip.
Moved from Waltrip.
Oh, good. Then
Just-
we're going to have a couple more because we've got someone that moved from Klein ISD over to Sci-Fair who's starting
Nice.
a team.
Yeah, Jesse
Sci-Fair,
Vo on me.
Sci-Fair drastically needs some help.
Okay, it's 6:06. I guess we'll get this started.
Oh, then I don't have to type it.
Oh, that's you. But
Okay, well, I want to thank everybody for coming in. And I know we've been planning this for a while and then short notice of actually getting the link out because, you know, you can blame me, my long list of things to do, and it just kept getting pushed down to the bottom. So now we've moved it to the top, and we will start having these every Tuesday, so expect the link to come through for every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. We are recording this, and we will share them out if anybody wants to see them. I can send the link directly, or I know some of you will remember from last year, we have our FTC website, but it's
I
really,
think your mic is messing up, Brian.
am I cutting in and out?
It's like really fuzzy.
Is that better?
It's a little bit worse.
I wonder which mic it's on.
It might have switched to your camera mic instead of your computer mic.
You have a fan running or something?
No, there was this happened the other day. Let's see here.
Now you're off.
That's good.
While Brian
Now
fixes
we
his
have no
mic.
sound.
Mhm. So while Brian fixes his mic, we wanted to start off the beginning of this presentation, or I guess this workshop, with the mini Q&A. So if anybody has any current questions about
You
the,
hear me now?
yes, now you sound better.
Now you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
sound like you were in a Star Wars movie.
Okay. Now I forgot where I was at, but anyway. So welcome. These will be every Tuesday, and we'll send the link out. I will send out recordings. Oh, the website. We do have a website that I said we would share these on. It's some Google site that is very hard to find.
Yeah.
So for some of my LSAMs, and then maybe even if we have a team who's a great web developer or likes to do those kind of things, maybe they can create us one. But I'll also work with my LSAM students to create us a new one where we can house these kind of things. So we will be doing the Freight Frenzy workshops every Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Reed will be hosting them. So I'll be on some of them I will not be. Next week, we will do one on robot build, and that's going to be presented by RoboSapiens, team number 14503. And so we'll get a team's insight on building. A few things about the season itself that I know everybody has questions about, and we still do too. I've been working with FIRST to see what they say. And in the very beginning, we thought, we start face-to-face, and things go bad, we can go to virtual, and things get good again, we can go back face-to-face. Well, they've told us that, no, we can't do that. So the way we start is the way we semi-end. So what we're really looking to do is start face-to-face, and your 3 meets need to be that way. And then your tournament would be face-to-face and regional would be face-to-face. If we were to start in a remote format, your 3 meets would have to all be remote. You would not have an option for face-to-face until you get to your league tournament, because they don't have a way of integrating the 2 types of scoring systems. So our thought is that we will do face-to-face and basically start the meets the first part of January. So you'll have till then to build and get ready and do all that good stuff. Now we are going to, regardless of how it all goes, for sure create one league that is a remote league the whole time. So if there's a team out there that does not want to do face-to-face, they can join the remote league and participate that way.
So our school district right now is telling us no field trips.
Okay.
We can't go, but we're trying to get permission to go. But if we fight to get permission to go and then things turn a little bit south, they're gonna take that right away.
Right.
And then we're gonna be out.
Well, that's one reason I'm thinking if we wait till January, we may have a better chance of it being all face to face.
Okay.
And so then you would be able to travel at that point. Because hopefully we continue on the course we're on right now and things get better. And if looking at last January and February is not a good indication because that was really bad during that time. But but that's our thoughts on it. Now, if Waltrip, are you which school district?
HISD, Houston Independent School District. So right now they're telling us no field trips. And my principal is really kind of, he wants us to go, but he also doesn't want to get in trouble. And he's kind of like, it's kind of a gray area. But also, do we have to commit at any point before January, or once we go to our first competition, we're making that decision?
Right. And once it'll be committed kind of at that point.
Okay.
And then what I really think is how can first really say we can't figure a way to get around it and go back and forth if we had to. But I think waiting till January hopefully will help us stay face to face, because I know that's what everybody wants to do. That's half the fun of the competition is getting together with other people. And some of the other stuff we might do is like set up a field here at San Jack for the remote event. So if someone needs to do remote, but could come to here to play if they don't have a field and that kind of thing. But that gives you a good amount of time to prepare your robots and get them really ready. Regional championship, we're going to schedule, and don't write it on a calendar. You can pencil it in on a calendar. Is going to be March 5th. And that's a Saturday. And then Worlds is April roughly 19th through the 23rd, somewhere in that time frame. And they're still saying that they're hosting that. So that's the plan we're going with right now. We are pretty close to getting the league set. We've had some hosts who have left the school that they were at, so we're looking to see if that school still is going to continue to host. We've had some a host that has left and is not going to be able to host, so we're making a few adjustments there. But we'll get that worked out soon, and I will get all of that out to everybody as soon as we can. Until then, if you know other teams, encourage them to get registered so we do know how many are participating and we can get the leagues ironed out.
Let me answer this question real quick.
So March 5th.
Yes.
March 5th is the regional championship. So competition would start in January. So in a league format, you have 3 meets, which are just basically robot play. And then you have 1 tournament, which is robot play and judging.
Because I believe you're only required to do at least 2 meets out of the 3. You don't have to do all 3 meets if you're not eligible to.
Right, we've always done the 3 meet. You need 10 scores in order to, they pull in 10 scores into your league tournament. And then your scores in league tournament plus those 10 determine the top ranked and who proceeds on to regional. We've always done the 3 meets so that if there was a Saturday that you couldn't get there, you would still have your 10 meets in play, or your 10 plays. And if you do all 15 of them, then it just pulls your top 10.
You're welcome.
That would be January and February, with regionals being March 5th, and then advancing to Worlds on April 19th through the 23rd. Okay, and Mr. Thompson's asking about registration dues via the dashboard. So you paid your national dues. And so, yes, there is a regional registration as well. And typically, some regions have done it where it's, it's $100 per meet or per event. We put ours all together and it's $375, and that gets you all the way through regional championship.
I believe Texas Cup is technically an off-season in a UIL event.
Well,
So
last year we did Texas Cup and an FTC state championship. At this time, Texas Cup was designed to be an FRC event, and then we tagged on FTC UIL and the FTC state championship. And Texas Cup's an FRC off-season event, and it still will continue. And the FTC state championship is most likely going to be put on hold this year. There will still be FTC UIL state. And that'll be at the same time as an FRC event at George R. Brown on April 6th. So you can still do the UIL. The FTC state championship is put on hold because of, we will send more people to Worlds the way we're doing it right now. So we left it at that. As we grow and get bigger, that's really why we wanted Texas State Championship, because Texas has 10 or 15% of the total FTC teams in the program. And at some point, we're going to have too many teams, and they're going to really drastically cut how many we get to send to Worlds. So we really want to have that state option so that more people can go to a next level event. But with COVID, that kind of messed everything up. So we're going to go back, take a step back this year. And for the 365 regional registration fee, under normal years, I get that sent out and have it paid by the end of October, first part of November, because it does have to be paid before you participate in your first meet. So really, we have till the end of the year for that. So I'm still waiting. Registration nationally is kind of slow. So I'm just waiting for more teams to get registered so I can just kind of go through that process of creating all of those invoices at one time. And we'll probably be sending those out towards the end of this month to be due at the end of December. And I'm giving y'all kind of everybody on here, the information that I know at this time. It may change a little bit, and once it does and is a little more finalized, then I will get it really written down and published and sent out to everybody. But I'm excited about being able to do a face-to-face event. Mr. Thompson, you have something?
Sorry to interrupt. You said you're sending out the invoices by the end of the month, and they'll be due by the end of December. So it's going to be by email, yes?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'll just check the email for you around that time. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Feel free to unmute your mic or type it in the chat. We'll answer to the best of our knowledge.
If I missed it in the chat, let me know.
I don't think any yet.
Okay, so I think that's good.
We'll take
So
that.
this first one, we just kind of wanted to do an introduction and let you know what's going on. And I'm relatively new to FTC, and really new to the robot portion of it. I mean, I've been doing the paperwork portion for a little while and kept myself hidden so I didn't have to know the other stuff. But I got dragged into having to learn more. And I didn't know there were so many different kinds of robot kits or different vendors you could get them from and all of that. So Reed's going to go over the different places that you can get a robot kit from and kind of their pros and cons on why you would want to choose one over the other. And not just because, you know, I always say Rev just because they've given me lots of giveaway stuff. So that's who I know. But then I looked up Go Build and I thought, oh, that looks really cool. I think that would be the one I would want. So anyway, I will turn it over to Reed.
Okay, so let me share this PowerPoint real quick. Oh, wait. Okay. So, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the presentations. This is the FTC Freight Frenzy Workshops, East Texas region style, as you know. Today, I will be talking about the different comparisons the pros and cons of different FTC vendors and base kits. So, to start off, FTC vendors. First Tech Challenge has many major vendors, which each offer their own unique parts for robot building. Each of these vendors kits comes with advantages and disadvantages. The major vendors include GoBuilder, Tetrix, Servo City, which is a part of GoBuilder, Rev Robotics, and AndyMark. These are the main 5 robot kit vendors. In this presentation, we will go through the vendors' base kits, their pros and cons, and some unique parts of each of them offer. So first is GoBuilder. Advantages. GoBuilder offers many unique parts specifically designed for FTC and are always coming up with new innovative parts. Their hubs and collars using clamping screws, which are more effective and safer than the set screws used by other vendors. GoBuilder offers a wide array of jack planetary motors, which boast better torque, RPM ratio than the spur gear motors offered by other vendors. The main structural components / channels offered by GoBuilder have a hole pattern which shares holes and with each other major vendor's hole pattern. GoBuilder does also offer a 25% discount to teams, which can be applied for by visiting this link. And GoBuilder offers they also offer a starter chassis kit called the Strafer chassis kit, which is excellent for rookie teams. And I will click on this hyperlink so you can see. But the disadvantages is GoBuilder channels are a lot larger than a lot of the standard. I can't read this last part. Whoops. Than a lot of the standard build other builds. So if I select real fast, you can see this is what the there it is. This is what the chassis for the Strafer chassis for GoBuilder. It already comes with Mecanum wheels. It comes with just a base chassis, as you can see in the kit, and it tells you how it comes together using the other connections and the other gears and side gears. Also, with the discount, it is only a one-time offer. So when you do click, it does tell you that if you do not add the discount before you purchase, you will not get a refund, as you see right there in bold. And it does take off a good little bit. And we will be sending out an email with these links also to help out with teams, because we know there are a lot of rookie teams that are here. The GoBuilder base kit. As a kit review, the cost is roughly just under $500, $494.99. This is after the discount. This isn't the regular price. While this kit contains an array of important structural parts, it is lacking in the department of wheels and motors, essential parts of building your first kit chassis. The Strafer kit helps solve these problems and would be an excellent complement were you planning to buy this kit yourself. So on the right, as you can see, this is the kit that comes together. These are all the pieces that comes together. And if I click the hyperlink real fast so you can see. You can do a lot of things. You can go a 4-wheel drive, you can go a 6-wheel drive, but then you have to remember other small details and everything. Our next kit is Pitsco Tetrix. The advantages are Tetrix has simple parts which are easy to work with for rookie teams. Tetrix base kit is available to buy upon registration for rookie teams. Tetrix channels are much smaller than Servo City and Go Builders, resulting in smaller and more compact builds. Tetrix boasts an excellent sprocket and chain system. It's really good. And Tetrix also offers a 25% discount to FTC teams, which can be applied for visiting these links. As you can see, I'm gonna click the link for you again. And it takes you directly to the Pitsco site. They sell other things besides just FTC parts, but there is a tab for a First Tech Challenge. You can go and shop, and you can buy other assortment of products and or tools. And it also brings you directly to the discount code. You're just putting in your team number. They're going to check to see if it's valid, and then they'll automatically add it to your account. Now the disadvantages. Tetrix structural components bend easier than other vendors. They're a lot thinner. They're a lot more malleable than you would like them to be. And once you do bend, it is hard to get them back in the original structure that it was. Tetrix operates upon a hole pattern that makes its structural components incompatible with all other major vendors except Go Builder. Tetrix has only one motor option, which is slow compared to the motors offered by other vendors. Tetrix does not have many options for channels, which can be an issue when looking to make precise builds. Now, the base kit. The kit costs about $709.95. This kit contains all the essentials to get started with the robot, including a battery and tools. While it does contain a fair few structural components, you will definitely need to order more to sustain you throughout the season, which is where most teams will buy the expansion kit to go with the actual base kit. One more purchase that anyone considering this kit may want to make is the Tetrix from Canon builds, which can be found here. And whoops. It was here this morning. I will come back to it later. So I'll move on to the next kit. Oh, wait. Let me click on the other hyperlink so you may also see this one too. So here's what the base kit is. As you see, the price is still $709. It even has a display robot from last season, so that way you see where they got the hoops. This is all Tetrix pieces. It's also made up of some FLL pieces, as you can tell. You see the FLL motors and a couple other things. Now, moving on to the next kit, we have Servo City. Servo City offers both extrusion-based parts like Rev and channel-based parts like Tetrix and Go Builder. Servo City's channels are the medium size between Tetrix and Go Builder and are very sturdy. Servo City also offers hole pattern adapters to connect to Tetrix parts. Servo City also offers many channels for when you need similar builds, which are very similar to the size of Tetrix channels. Servo City offers a wide array of motors and servos. All the motors available on Go Builder are also available on Servo City, plus more. Servo City's servo block component is an extraordinarily useful part that helps servos survive longer and work more efficiently. Servo City has many interesting and unique linear motion components, such as the linear actuators. Just be sure the kit you're planning to use is FTC legal. Servo City also offers a 25% discount to FTC teams, which can be applied by visiting the link. Now, the disadvantage. Servo City isn't the cheapest system, but it is quite manageable with the 25% discount. Let me click on the link so I can show you the website. Same thing, you will come in It looks almost identical to the Go Builder, because it kind of is. Because they're also they were originally by the same company, but now they've kind of broken off a little bit. And you would just go through, put your team number, contact information, and then they'll hit you right up and add your account, your discount to your account. Now the kit review. The kit itself is $773.33, nearly identical to the Go Builder Starter Kit. This kit has many important structural and motion parts, but does not have the best motors or wheels. Wheels and motors can be bought separately. You have Mecanum wheels, you have motors, and you have different servos. Personally, I like going to Servo City to get my servos because they have a huge array of different types of servos. Why is this page down? Okay. Okay, my internet must be bad because for some reason this page is not working. Sorry for the little mishaps. But this is what the kit looks like when you buy the FTC starter kit. It comes with all the tools you need, as you see in the picture, and comes with other little adapters and a tester card to tell you how everything does connect to everything, or to itself. Next, we're going to move on to Rev Robotics. The advantages. Rev uses an extrusion system unlike the other vendors, which can give rookie teams more freedom with their builds. Extrusions allow for infinite mounting positions, which can help when building initial mechanisms. Rev offers a small and compact, but sometimes quite annoying to work with, linear slide system that can be very efficient if used correctly. Rev is the cheapest system by far. And they also offer a 15% discount to FTC teams only on certain times, which can be found. Let's hope this is correct. It should be. Here you go, the discounts. And they also will occasionally throw up other discounts on different pieces. You just have to check back every once in a while. And they do have an email system set up too. So, okay, I'm gonna go back real quick. Now the disadvantages. Extrusions often need to be cut and sanded, which requires tools like bandsaws, because once you cut them, they become very sharp on the edge. And as you know, during competition, there shouldn't be any sharp edges or sharp points on your robot. So that's one small downside. And connecting extrusions together is not the easiest and often takes a long time. Rev parts connections loosen over time. They're not as tight. And the M3 screws used in Rev are less strong than the M4 screws used by other vendors and can bend under large loads. The Rev base kit. The Rev base kit comes with 2 4-to-1 HD hex motors, 2 core hex motors, 4 smart robot servos with other attachment, smart robot servo programmer, a 15 millimeter aluminum extrusion with various lengths, omni and traction wheels, 32 gears in 7 different sizes, 10 sprockets in 3 different sizes, Adoran brackets, Delaran bearings and pillow blocks, motor and servo power / data cables, a slim robot battery and charger, and a 5mm nut drive and a 5mm hex wrench. And the cost for this kit is $850. Now this system contains lots of motion components and brackets, but is lacking in structural parts and motors. As you can see, the price is still here. It is currently out of stock, but they do reopen stock pretty fastly, and they do have an email system to let you know when stock is back in backfilled. And you can also, if you scroll down on this, you will actually see the parts list that come in the kit itself and the hyperlink that actually shows you where it is. So if you buy this kit and you end up needing more pieces, you can come back to this page. It'll give you the part number and the part SKU, and you can go and search for it and buy the quantity that you need. The next kit is AndyMark. Well, the next vendor is AndyMark. AndyMark offers the small, compact motor gearbox, which can exponentially increase the speed of any motor. AndyMark offers an extrusion system with holes, which makes it much easier to use than Rev systems. AndyMark boasts some of the best mechanical wheels, and their Tile Runner chassis is known for its modularity and efficiency. AndyMark is mainly an FRC vendor, but has started expanding more into FTC in recent years. So it will continue to improve as time goes on. The disadvantages. AndyMark is one of the most expensive vendors. The extrusions are only offered in 4 sizes, which can be a serious problem when building mechanisms. Being mostly an FRC vendor, AndyMark does not currently have a lot of the parts that other FTC vendors offer. As you can see, it is a very long list of parts that do come in the base kit for AndyMark. They have multiple motors, multiple different types of gearbox, multiple different types of shafts, which are also axles in this case, in Tetris's case. And as you can see in the picture, the kit review. The kit is starting at $1,320, pretty pricey, going up to $2,400 based on your kit's choices. This new kit released this year is by far the most expensive starter kit. However, it does offer by far the most parts. With all the parts mentioned on the left, plus a large kit of structural components, plus a Tile Runner chassis kit, while this may be enough to build a startup robot, it is still quite the risk since most of these parts are new and the kit has just been released this year. Well, last year. It will be much harder to find resources or robots to model off. Now, I can't see the last sentence because my computer cut it off. But I'm gonna go to the link. Whoops. So when you go to select the AndyMark kit, you can actually select what type of chassis you want. So for instance, if I just go with the first one, and you can select which type of kit you want, whether it be the basic kit, which is the one I was talking about, the expansion kit, or the mega kit. So if I select on the basic kit, it'll drop, as you see, it's now $1,329. It changes depending on which chassis you choose. It goes through a quick product overview for you, and it gives you, just like Rev, a parts list of everything that's in the kit and the SKU number to then search that exact part if you want to buy more or get more information off of the main website itself. It also gives you CAD files. Rev does the same thing, and it gives you user guides on how to connect and use these pieces, and depending on what type of structure you're trying to build. And finally, the credit and the sources for this presentation was not just me. It was from another team called Quantum Stinger. They're a team based out in California. They're the ones who have licensed this for other teams to use and other teams to see. I just went through and edited the current price states, updated the hyperlinks, the ones that worked, and other small details in my own opinion, just here and there. And stop sharing. Are there any current questions that you might have for B. Thompson? Staying on, just switching to mobile, leaving school. Oh, okay. Are there any questions on any of the kits that you might have? Any questions you might have on kits you currently have? Any questions on what you might want to be allowed to use during competition? And while that is going on, I can't full screen, but if you can see on my camera, I have the 4 different extrusions and channels for the different kits. So I have, oh wait, let me turn off my back. So first, here's the Go Builder. As I said in the presentation, it is a lot bigger, but it has twice as many holes as Tetrix. And as you can see, the size comparison, Tetrix is a lot smaller. It easily fits inside, but it does, Go Builder does match up with most Tetrix holes and most Tetrix angles. So you can customize and do your own thing. Here is the, wow, my light is too bright. Here is the Actobiotics, sorry, Andy Mark. Yes, it's a lot smaller. It's slightly bigger than the Tetrix. It does also fit inside of the Go Builder. Here's Tetrix compared to the other. Tetrix does still fit inside. And the holes do also line up because this one also has a bunch of holes to get different angles. And then you have Rev. Rev is similar to 8020, has 4 slots on 4 different sides to get different angles. As you can see, is a lot smaller than all the others. There is now a Rev channel that was released. I didn't add it onto it because I forgot, but can't go wrong with the classic. The main difference, as you can see, between all 4 is Rev slides. You get certain specific positions, where the others you get more angle based. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. You can unmute yourself. You can put it in the chat. You can also give me critiques. You won't hurt my feelings. No questions? If there's any in the chat. And I will say one more time, please, welcome back. Please put your team name and team number in the chat if you showed up later in the presentation. Just helps us.
So when you were on a team, what did you use?
When I was on a team myself specifically, we used Tetrix because that's what it was back then. It's been about 7 years since I've been on an actual FTC team as a student. Rev had just recently come out my last year, so I got to work with it as a student on a team. But personally, where I am now, for a newer team or a rookie team, I would recommend Rev, because Rev is, there are a lot of user build guides for Tetrix and Rev, but Rev is a lot less frustrating when trying to put together and trying to adjust. As it said in the presentation, the screws do not stay as tight because they are smaller and they are a bolt button, whereas Tetrix and Actobiotics and Servo City and Go Builder, Andy Mark, why I keep saying Actobiotics, Andy Mark, they are Allen wrenches or hex wrenches, and some of them are Phillips screwdriver. But you actually need a specific tool for Rev to use or pliers to use their screws and their pieces. Also, Revs is mostly made out of their chassis is made out of aluminum, but also they have a lot of plastic pieces for their angles and other pieces. So you can actually 3D print a lot of your Rev attachment pieces if you like 3D printers. Oh, I also didn't mention that Go Builder and Andy Mark's chassis are also a lot thicker, so they don't bend as easily when putting a lot of force or a lot of loads on these angles. I mean, on these chassis. Where Tetrix, you can pretty much bend it in your hand if you can like bench press 35 pounds.
And because nothing's in its right boxes here, what do we use here at the lab?
Everything.
We have everything. Okay.
Yes, so these kits are, as I said, are very interchangeable. You can use, there are a lot of attachment pieces that Go Builder and Rev has started making new pieces to adapt to Tetrix pieces, since a lot of teams, whether they were trying to just use it in class or find a cheaper kit, very important. Oh, thank you. Lost my train of thought, what was I saying? Can you re-ask the question?
Oh, I was saying, what did we have here in the lab?
Oh yeah, you can actually use. So a lot of teams have been using. Veteran teams have been actually getting all of the, not all the kits, but have been buying attachment pieces from different, mostly from Circle City, Go Builder, and from Rev, to basically integrate all five, and make it cool. You can. There are a lot of linear slides that are pretty cool. I would say Rev's linear slide and Go Builder's linear slides are really nice. They are heavy, but they are nice as long as you know how to, balance. And I will always recommend buy extra batteries. That is the one thing I recommend as a team, to always have extra batteries, because you never know when a battery's going to die.
Okay, well, thank you very much. We're kind of at our 6:48, so I scheduled them for an hour, but hopefully they'll be about 45 minutes each time. Anybody has any other questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, also, if anybody on here would like to do a presentation on anything, let us know and we can work it in. I'm sure we still have some weeks available.
Yes.
So
Thank you all for joining us.
it's always good to put in your outreach
Adrian notebook.
notebook,
Yep.
all that kind of good stuff. So let Reed know.
You have my email address. So yeah, one last time, thank you for joining us. We won't hold your time any longer. Thank you for joining us. We will be having the next one next week, next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. We robot build. That'll be hosted by another team. We do plan for all of the other 10 weeks to be to be presented by a fellow team instead of just me doing all of them. I know you love my face, but we rather have other teams also, one, get that experience out, since for judging experiences, and two, it'd be nice to have our teams actually show out and let's see what they have for their presentations to help other teams and gracious professionalism.
We also have a Rice University First alumni
Yes.
Group who's going to do a couple of presentations. So that'll be fun.
We will be sending out emails before. Are we sending out an email before every presentation? Or
Yeah, now that we know, I'll send them out. I'll send out on Friday for the following week. And then I can also send out the schedule. A little more firm down.
You're welcome. So everybody have a good evening, have a good day, and have a safe drive home if
Okay.
you're not already home.
See y'all next week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care and stay safe.
Thanks.
I'm just going to. Okay, got removed. Okay.
Okay, that was good. Let me turn recording off.